Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Ascendant. Welcome to Reigning Tarot. For those who are new to my channel, welcome. If something doesn't resonate with you during the reading, it's not meant for you at that time. Just let it go to the universe. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share, for it truly does help the channel grow, and I could use all the support. For those returning, I appreciate all the support, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Okay, Aquarius, I already blessed you and purified the cards, so we'll just do a quick prayer and then we'll get right into your reading. God, Goddesses, the universe, help me to be of service to Aquarius. Help me share with them thoughts and ideas that will make them happy, healed, and the best version of themselves. And so it is. Okay, Aquarius, we're going to start with an overall energy, and you received the number 42, woman holding a coin. Okay, so the elegant dressed woman on this card sits on a beautiful chair holding a bright gold coin. When the card comes upright in a woman's reading, it may refer to her directly and to a successful endeavor regarding her own finances or health. This card could also signal a woman of support or assistance regarding these issues. She may give you financial advice or connect you with someone who does. So this woman may be someone you meet where you make your money, or it may be a woman of wealth and value. Either way there, Aquarius, this card is telling you to be on the lookout for helpful assistance or even the possibility of a new love or friendship connected to a woman of wealth or business. Okay, so for an affirmation, the world supports me in my financial goals. I am making synchronistic connections that serve and honor me, and so it is. Okay, I also drew one from the Divine Guidance, Divine Messages, and you received the number 35 card, and this is about celebration there, Aquarius. Oh, good start here. So it's time to take off your work hat and let your hair down, Aquarius. It's time to go have some fun. Go sing, dance, play, and be wild. Really let yourself loose. Let go of the stresses of your daily life for just a little while and get out and enjoy yourself like you used to before you grew up. Your heart needs this, your mind needs this, and mostly importantly, your spirit needs this. So get out there and celebrate life, Aquarius, and celebrate pleasure and celebrate being the wonderful person that you are, Aquarius. Okay. Right on. Okay, so I'm just going to put these aside for now. And I also drew one from your guardian angels. Okay, and you received the angel of faith, and that is the number 12. So if you've received this card, it's because your angel of faith has heard you questioning your belief system there, Aquarius. Have you been let down recently? If so, has this made you question your connection to spirit and the angelic realms? Do you believe that something you have focused on was about to become a reality when the complete opposite happened? So have faith, something that truly makes us question our life and its purpose. There are times when faith can be truly be challenged. Have you had a loved one who became unwell and you truly believe that they would survive this challenge? Yet the person endured much suffering only to cross over to the other side from their illness there, Aquarius? Did this experience make you truly question whether or not there is a higher being? Did this situation make you question your belief system and faith? So, or have you or a loved one been challenged physically, emotionally, spiritually, or financially, and your faith was rewarded and you received a positive outcome? Faith is such a trying thing to trust and believe in. Yet, without faith, what is life truly about? So, do you have faith in yourself that you can and will achieve your goals there, Aquarius? Do you have faith in spirit and the angelic realms to believe that you are guided by a higher purpose? Do you believe that everything happens for a reason, even if you don't fully understand what the reason is at that time? So, Aquarius, faith is one of the hardest things we are asked to have during our existence in the earth realm. Your angel of faith is always by your side at your time of need. She wants you to know that with her support and your faith in her and the angelic realm, you will get through your current life issues, okay? or issue. So for an affirmation there, Aquarius, I have a spiritual being who is guided by the angelic realm. I have the faith to believe that anything is possible, and so it is. Okay, there, Aquarius. Quick drink here. So for your tarot here, for the reading, I'm using the Angel Spirit Guides and your Sacred Rebels. Okay, we're doing a 5-card spread, and your first position is your current situation. Okay, and you receive the grouse. Okay, and it says express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. So your first experience of life in a physical body was the rhythm and the movement, the vibrations of your mother's heartbeat and her voice, the pulsing of her breathing and the fluid movement of the placenta sea that enveloped you. So you would flow with the harmony and or disharmony of her moods and movements. If you've ever tried drumming or any percussion, dancing, or the two together, you know that they touch something very deep and ancient within us. Something tribal, a deep chord of being where spirit and body coincide. So rhythm and movement draw out sensual expression and merge with the sensuous world around you. So whereas by allowing yourself to surrender to the pulse of whatever rhythm is guiding you, you connect more completely to your body. So when you engage in some form of rhythmic dance or on a regular basis, you'll feel more relaxed and in the flow of life. Doing so can recreate and tap into the sensations you felt as when you're in the womb, revisiting that place of no thought where the moves you effortlessly. So cut it loose and enjoy yourself, Aquarius, and you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Okay. So for clarifier, we're using your the Sacred Rebels. Okay, and you received the number 1 after the storm. Okay. So there's a thunderstorm about. It's either headed your way or just passing through now. So don't make a thunderstorm mean more than it is, though. You don't have to fear it. You might even feel excitement about it. After all, a thunderstorm is just nature's way of gathering energy together that needs to be released. So with the release of tension, relief and freedom soon follow, often with a fresh perspective and perhaps the gift of promising, hopeful vision for your future there, Aquarius. So perhaps the particular storm building within you or around you is causing you to quake in your boots. It might be a storm building emotions, threatening to erupt and already exploding, seemingly beyond your conscious control. So you may feel an uncomfortable sense of emotional or psychological pressure within, and if something doesn't happen and soon, your fear might just burst. So Aquarius, you may also sense that these are forces operating beyond your control, and you would be right. So Aquarius, there is in life and in the creative process a need to allow for wild storms. There will be those precious moments of peace beforehand and the release of revitalization that follows. So yet the storm in the middle is essential. It is a natural part of the creative process. So without this building and releasing of energy, we would suffer from boredom and stagnicity, right? You may prefer the excitement of the storm or the fresh open feeling that accompanies its clearing. You may find it confronting to be faced with the power of something in which you can only participate rather than control. So either way, the storm wisdom offers you the gift of bringing things to a head and clearing them away so that the energy can be freed from a pattern that has had its day and is ready to become something new. So Aquarius, sometimes the pressures that fuel the storms of our lives have been building up for a long time. So without us being fully aware of it, it might be a pressure from our own minds creating unnecessary burdens upon us, such as burdens of fear or self-doubt. It could be pressure to appear a certain way or to fight against a life out of a mistaken belief that it's necessary for survival. So sometimes, Aquarius, the pressure is a little bit more than the impossible dream of perfection, and a need to gently or even with great dramatic flourish cast that aside so that you can dare to be what you are and create from your heart. So even if you're not sure what the storm is about, don't lose confidence in your ability to successfully bear its progression until you are safely on the other side of the experience. Even amongst the chaos of change and in the moments of anxiety, Aquarius, know that you have much light and trust in your heart that you can see the storm is but a passing process and nothing that you need to worry about. So, Aquarius, if you can't sense the storm yet, the oracle is potent for you. The storm is coming, and you can, if you wish, feel the beautiful, exhilarating gift of it, or as you are empowered to cast aside what has been and receive the gift of a fresh, new take on things, or your confidence is to remain intact. Whatever is happening or soon will happen in your life, this storm of sorts is transformational and supportive of your growth, Aquarius. So it is going to clear away the cobwebs and open you to a new creative energy and life there, Aquarius. So remember that there can be no rainbows without a little rain, right? So the oracle is also confirmation that if you've been praying for help, your prayers have been heard, and the great creative intelligence of the universe is responding to you, Aquarius. So stepping in and shaking things up so that the situation can be sorted out accordingly to great wisdom. So let go, hold on to your inner self, and allow for everything to be cleansed in the sacred storm there, Aquarius. Okay, so for in the second position, sorry about that, I'll move that over, is your desires there, Aquarius. Okay, so for your desires, you received the rattlesnake, and it says, the experience that you are presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. Okay, so the foundation for compassion is an awareness that suffering is a natural part of life, where through the empathetic appreciation of another's being's pain or the experience of having suffered oneself, and which beings haven't at times felt the pain or sorrow that is an aspect of living on this planet. So the deeper you go into the soul of another, the more that you can feel what they feel, yet paradoxically maintaining a certain distance or objectivity. So a true healer must heal from the heart, Aquarius, no matter what technological, logistical, physical, or shamanic tools they use. The experiences that you're going through now or have just completed are all preparation for you to open your heart to the suffering around you and to do your part in alleviating it. So, Aquarius, you find that you're increasingly being asked to offer your time and energy to people to heal others, including not only people, but also animals, plant beings, tree people, and ultimately our Mother Earth. So, Aquarius, some of this healing power will also go to mend the rifts that exist between races, ethnicities, and other species. So you'll notice more and more how often your hands will spontaneously feel energized, experiencing it as a heat or a tingling sensation. This is the power of spirit working through you, Aquarius. So allow it to guide you in whatever the focus of your healing is, whether simply placing a hand on the shoulder of a friend or more extensively and directly involving yourself in another being's health. Okay? So I'm just going to have a quick drink here. So for a clarifier there, Aquarius, you received Pandora's Gift, and that's number 45. So there's a mythic woman much maligned throughout history whose name means all gifted. Pandora lives within us as our curious nature, yearning to conquer chaos, evil, and darkness with the light of knowledge. She is the hopeful voice of our soul that asks the questions, and in doing so triggers the process that brings the answers. So sometimes it's through uncomfortable learning that we find our treasure. So Pandora reminds us that the process of learning can take us to places that seem like the end of our world, and yet all is not lost, Aquarius. So even now, the light within you is stirring for new revelation, new life, and new adventure. So Pandora's gift is all gifted and all giving, Aquarius. Her presence invites you to forego your belief in judgment, Now is the time to surrender the misplaced guilt that you may have brought upon yourself or another some terrible happening. It is time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment. This is a belief that you deserve to be brought to task over and perceived imperfection, or that your natural human journey somehow renders you inadequate. So Aquarius, Pandora frees the soul from such torment. This is her gift. The human journey necessarily involves learning through experience. There is no shame in your learning process. So Pandora's presence is the sign of a new time, a time to swap the notion of inherent shame for the acceptance of inherent divinity. So from this moment on, how unstoppable shall you become there, Aquarius? So sacred rebellion is happening within your soul as a powerful uprising towards liberation. You are breaking free from the weighted criticisms of the world, from the power games that bore you senseless, and from the insanity of sacrilegious priorities in this world. So dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Pandora is the leader of your soul revolution. She defies the vicious judgments of history and all that has been said about her. She shrugs off misery, despair, and the weight of the world to recognize that she is the bearer of the true and bearer of light, of peace, comfort, hope, and reassurance. With her oracle comes the realization that you truly are divinely defiant believer in hope, who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you, Aquarius. So as this shift takes place, you shall dare to look within your own being and find the light. You are being put on divine notice from the sacred feminine, and that there is a talent and an ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you, Aquarius. So if you choose to develop and express this seed step by step, it will become an extraordinary light in your life and in the world. So poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope within. You were born to strut your soul stuff there, Aquarius. Okay, so for our third position in the 5 card spread is helpful messages. Okay, and you received the mountain goat. There's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it there, Aquarius. Okay. So you've been feeling unsteady, shaky, or out of sorts lately because there's an imbalance in your life there, Aquarius. To bring balance back, start with an appraisal of your physical health. Get an exam from a reputable doctor who practices integrated medicine, sometimes called a holistic physician. There's no need to be alarmed, but if there's something identifiable in your body's biochemistry that's off and can be easily corrected, you'll benefit from such an analysis. So be sure to exercise every day, eat nutritional sound foods, preferably organic, and get plenty of rest. Then take some time to continue your assessment by checking out the other areas of your life, such as the polarities of work, play, social solitude, giving, receiving, and any others that occur to you. So Aquarius, it's unrealistic to expect your life to stay completely in balance at all times, as it is a continuous interplay between the various polarities. So even the seasonal adjustments of light and dark slowly, gradually shift to a ceaseless dance. Notice how you feel when something is out of balance, and then take that necessary steps to adjust in ways that will provide greater equilibrium there, Aquarius. Okay? So for clarifier there, Aquarius, you received Seeing the True You, and that is the number 29 card. So sometimes we believe that others tell us we are, as though the self we see reflected back to us through the eyes is the truth. Yet the accuracy of a reflection depends on the clarity of that which is doing the reflecting. If the receiver forms any opinion about what is perceived, then what is reflected back to us will, at best, be distorted. Is not necessarily through ill will, it's just the mechanics of the situation there, Aquarius. So even the moon reflects the sun in varying degrees of fullness and clarity. We can learn something of the nature of the sun and from the moon, but not as much as through direct perception. So the oracle has come to you because you have been putting rather too much faith in the reflection that others have of you, to the point that you may not be honoring all that you are and all that you are becoming because you believe too little of yourself. So, Aquarius, there may be those around you who are able to reflect you more faithfully and even help you see more of your own greatness and beauty. These are the souls blessed with inner stillness. In the clear water of the ocean of consciousness, you can come to recognize yourself with clear perception. However, there are those who have not tended to their own ocean and are unable to be still enough to genuinely receive and reflect your light back to you. There is no judgment here. Each takes the path of self-healing that is available and appropriate at given times in their life there, Aquarius. However, to attempt to see the magnificence of the sun in a very partial moon doesn't make it too much sense, right? So, Aquarius, if you're blessed with those in your life who can show you the beauty within you, wonderful. If so, then even so, this oracle comes to you with the task you are now ready for. You are beginning to develop the art of direct perception. This is the ability to recognize yourself not only in the eyes of others, but from how you feel about yourself, how you experience yourself, and in how you observe yourself with compassion and kindness from within. This is a step towards radical empowerment. Does not require perfection in order for you to recognize you are lovable and have much to offer. So it is empowerment based on the acceptance of all that you are, working with your strengths, tending to your weaknesses, and being loving, encouraging, and nurturing of all that you perceive. So as you continue on the journey, you will not only see your human self, but the eternal with you. This is a breathtaking experience that opens you up to creative energies that flow abundantly through all life. It is an experience that takes great preparation because we must be strong within our own self love and acceptance to be able to accept all of our life. So this oracle is nudging you into preparation for when you have the experience of truly beholding yourself. All judgment, fear, and doubt will fall away, and you will now know yourself to be sacred. Then you will be asked to embrace the deeper journey of sacred rebellion against judgment and fear, and into passionate creativity and unconditional trust in life. So this oracle comes with a special message for you, Aquarius. If you're getting confused about who you are and your motives or actions based on what others are saying and how they are responding to you, step back. In your quest to be a responsible person, you may be unconditionally taking on the feelings of others, making their reflections of you more than they are in truth. So more often than not, reflections are more about the state of the reflector than what is being reflected. Let those eternal perceptions go, and can you just acknowledge yourself and do so and be free there, Aquarius? And so it is. Okay, guys. So for your fourth position is your challenges. Okay, and you received the weasel. Be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you, Aquarius. Okay? So take a deep breath and release it slowly, and then take another and another. Continue to breathe steadily and slowly from your belly to your chest. Breathing this way will keep you attuned to what you feel in your body. Notice the sensations without judging or trying to change them. Be aware of how your body responds to what you see, what you hear, what you feel around you. Don't judge any of your experiences as right or wrong. If you find that you're doing so, take a deep breath, release the judgments as you exhale, and return to simply observing your experience inside and out, Aquarius. Okay, when you practice this way of observing, you're operating from pure awareness of the witness self, the self that radiates through and fills your being. It's a self that feels a deep connection with the world as a participant, while at the same time is centered in the observer. So, Aquarius, operating this way for a few minutes each day becomes a meditation and will stimulate the realization of the unity of all life, with you serving as a direct conduit and expression of spirit. So, Aquarius, when you're connected to spirit, the natural world speaks to you and you become more sensitive to the energies of the earth. Awareness without meditation or judgment centered in your heart and your soul allows you to know your authentic self without attaching concepts about who you are, pure you. Okay? So for a clarifier there, Aquarius, you received the, the perfection of your life, and that's a number 30 card. So, have you ever seen a storm pictured from above? It can appear to be beautiful and elegant. This is certainly different to the ground view, which can be quite a violent experience. So too, there is great beauty in your life now. However, at this point in natural process, you may be experiencing it as anxiety-inducing rather than beautiful. You may sense it as internal chaos. So, Aquarius, you may feel as if something that is waiting to erupt from within you as a restlessness or an anxiety that you cannot quite articulate but sense vaguely nonetheless. So, perhaps the chaos is fully fledged in a person or situation in your life is causing all kinds of havoc, upheaval, or change and uncertainty in your world. So, whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, or external, this oracle brings the same message for you. Aquarius, all is unfolding according to perfect higher order. You are currently enduring a cosmic spiritual storm, which is having an impact on you. It's clearing things out, ruffling feathers, and preparing you for that lovely, super fresh, uplifting feeling that one experiences after the storm has finally passed. If you have drawn the oracle of it after the storm as well, this message is amplified for you. Even if you don't have not chosen that card, but feel intuitively drawn to read the message for it after the healing process, you are encouraged to do so. If you cannot believe there is anything happening, even at a subtle level, because you feel stuck, denied, bored, thwarted, or stale, this oracle brings you a message also. No matter what appears to be, in the truth, there is only the unfolding creative genius of the universe. You are not forgotten. You have not been looked over. You have not been denied, found wanting, or rejected as unworthy. The storm that needs to erupt in your own heart. Do your liberating rain dance, rage, weep, pray, dance, paint, or sing. Express whatever is needed, however is needed to exercise the blockage energy in your heart. Then you will call on the powerful perfection of your life path as it aligns for the next creative turn on the spiral of your life. So once again, you will trust and directly experience the flower of life unfolding within you and around you there, Aquarius. Okay, and so it is. Okay. Sorry about that. So for your final position is your outcome there, Aquarius. And you received the Manti. Accept accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Okay? So there are times to fight for what you believe in and times to lay down your sword and surrender there, Aquarius. If you or your family were in imminent danger, it would be quite natural to defend yourself by either fleeing or fighting. Whether though action or words, whether through actions or words, I mean. So extreme situations may even require extreme measures. There are definitely wrongs to make right, and situations where the spiritual warrior and you must take the lead. However, it's not the case here. What will work best for all concerned is that you to surrender and accept as things are, yield in order to overcome. So Aquarius, lay down your sword not in defeat or in self-sacrifice, but from a realization that it isn't the fight in you, it isn't the fight you want or need to engage in. As the saying goes, choose your battles. This is definitely not one to waste your time and energy on. So say the serenity prayer out loud. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So let go of your righteousness and your ego's need for control and find that place of mind that you so cherish and have available simply by choosing it there, Aquarius. And so it is. Okay, Aquarius. So for a clarifier for the Manti, you received relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. And that's a number 26 card. So, dear Sacred Rebel, this moment in your life requires great courage. Fortunately, you possess that. Fortunately, you possess that in bucket loads. You're being asked to allow yourself to be lifted out of one level of known reality and into the next level of higher voltage reality. Higher voltage reality requires a more absolute trust in the heart that is surrendered into the greater heart of the universe so that life can happen to us, through us, and with us, more quickly, more radically, more beautifully, and more boldly. You are now being invited into this new reality where things happen quickly and according to bold, loving optimism. This is reality not only of potential, but of manifestation of the great big cosmic. Yes, To access this reality, you have to leap from known waters, and others may think you are crazy for doing so. You have to leave behind the dark weighted grip of hesitation, procrastination, second guessing, and the belief that you have to do everything on your own. You may fear for your life. How will you be safe in the wild, electric pulse of so much aliveness? How will you function without the hazy, sleepy inducing paralysis of playing it safe? Taking too long and placing lesser priorities above your sacred art of life. How will you hold yourself back if you don't hold on to fear? You don't need to worry about such things. Life is wild, but it is also wise. It is a force of startling raw awakenings at times, but it is also the natural process of evolution where all things mature according to a seasonal cycle in right timing. You are part of it, not apart from the process. The invitation to shift gears and jump on board that express train of life will feel exhilarating and perhaps also challenging. When you are in the hold of darkness, you will feel pushed to turn away, to imagine it all as too much, and create excuses about how your desires aren't grounded enough, that you are being too flighty or flaky, or that you're not living in the real world. This is fear talking, not truth. If the sacred rebel is not awakened, we will continue to live in a culture drenched in fear and distrust of nature. Those without awakened hearts don't yet understand what nature knows. She knows timing. She knows life and death. She knows the creative process. She just knows, and can be trusted to support us, her own creations, in becoming all that we can become. So does this mean that we become passive and just flow along, like a limp leaf detached from the tree and blown about randomly by the breeze? No, being free of the dark hold empowers us to take up our cause. This means being free to act and affirm the intuitive feelings we have by following up on them. This is painting like someone who has lost their mind and completely free and from the heart. It means writing even though you have no conscious idea of what you're writing, even as the words are streaming forth upon the page before you rather than curious eyes. And it means speaking about your work, never hiding it away. Allow it to breathe the fresh air and be held in the gaze of another there, Aquarius. Detached from the darkness that would say it is not enough or must be the best thing ever, whatever that means, in order to be worthy of a place in the world. Instead, just let it be what it is. It might fly, it might endure, and it might not. All of nature, including you there, Aquarius, and your passions and your dreams will be what is needed, when it is needed, and how it is needed, according to wisdom. We just have to trust in this within ourselves and within nature and through the flow of life and participate. So you're asked to go within and imagine diving deep off the edge of what you have known. There's much more calling to you now. It's your time to leap there, Aquarius. And so it is. Okay, so that's it for your reading there, Aquarius. And I don't know if I said it or not, but if you have any question that you needed answered, I think I said I would answer it at the end of the reading, or maybe I didn't. So if you want to think of a question, I'll give you the answer right now. So the answer to your question there, Aquarius, is wait. Okay? So your situation is going to require a little patience there, Aquarius. Your angels are not saying no, but they are saying not yet. Sometimes heaven needs a little extra time to make all the pieces fall perfectly in place. So what you're asking for may have an effect on the lives of others. So when that occurs, it can take an additional preparation to make sure that everyone's needs are seen too. So be patient so that all who are involved can have the experience they are meant to have there, Aquarius. Okay? And so it is. Okay, so last but not least, I drew one from your Lightworker Oracle, and you received the Key of Light, and that is the number 26 card. Okay? So are you elevating your vibration towards frequencies of limitless supply and unconditional love, Aquarius? Spiritually, you are reaching for a high level of attainment. Past pain and self-defeating behavior shall no longer have a place in your heart. Christ conscious is an expression of divine love that comes straight from the universal heart. It triggers transformation and evolution so absolute that we are irrevocably changed. We increasingly become an embodied expression of pure divine will and are unwavering expression of divine love for all who are in need. The process takes lifetimes to complete. As you proceed, you will receive countless blessings to support your journey and fulfill your sole purpose of serving love. There will be tests. These give the spirit a chance to develop mastery. There will be tests of forgiveness. It is easy to forgive when you don't harbor resentment and natural limitations, which is like being angry to the sun for not shining at night. Natural laws prevail, so whether we are speaking of the sun, a child, ourselves as we grow, compassion allows forgiveness to flow more easily. There will also be tests of power. As you grow, you will become more powerful. You can use that power to help or hinder others, to manipulate them through fear or encourage them with love. You can nurture yourself on your path, or you can relentlessly criticize yourself for your errors. You can claim your power. Power comes from superiority you possess, or you can see yourself as surrendered vehicle, animated in purposeful action through the grace of the divine. There, Aquarius. Okay. So you may feel you need to sacrifice yourself for others, but you are just as much in need of love as other beings on this planet. When you are full and overflowing, what you share with others can enhance you and them. It's not a choice between the nature's you and one. It's not a choice between what nurtures you and what nurtures others, as if those were competing needs. In the realm of the Christ, what nurtures you is actually nurturing for all. So when you're feeling diminished or drained, you have been pulled out of the higher frequencies of peace and kindness to yourself, become trapped in unforgiveness or power games, or seduced by the lesser truths of another rather than the truth of your own heart. So Christ calls to you now to receive his love, for you to allow your own heart to feel the grace and healing of this. So it can be a challenge to learn to love another in a way that does not harm you. Perhaps you learned that love was about making yourself less in order to help another feel like more. This is not love, nor is it consciously chosen sacrifice. It is a heart acting out of scars from the past. Your heart deserves to experience real love. As you gently claim this for yourself, you will find much strength within, much respect for yourself, and the willingness to receive much good in your life. It is time for you to embrace your higher expression of Christ's love within you. You have much as much a right to experience love, respect, and forgiveness as another. So sharing love in any way brings you closer to your spiritual mission this lifetime, Aquarius. It also attracts prosperity and abundance. So let the love in. You do not have to suffer to grow now. You just need to let love flow. And so it is. Okay, Aquarius, that's it for your reading there, and I hope most of it resonated with you. What didn't, let it go to the universe. It wasn't meant for you at that moment. And please, please, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. It truly does help the channel grow. And from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate it. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, and namaste. We'll see you again soon.